Hi, my name's Matt Moroun. I'm the Vice Chairman of the Ambassador Bridge, and I'm here to discuss the street closings by the City of Windsor on these streets that you see right behind us. I think Peter, Donnelly, and Dan, what's the other one?
Peter, Donnelly, Wyandotte,
and Wyandotte, and a little bit of Huron Church. First, there's a dangerous game being played. But before I get into that, I want to talk a little bit about how seriously we take safety at the Ambassador Bridge. Safety is number one, whether it's our own maintenance staff working on the bridge, whether it's our contractors working on the bridge, or whether it's the traveling public or the people nearby the bridge. We acknowledge and understand very clearly that the bridge is an 80-some-year-old piece of infrastructure. And as such, that type of infrastructure usually has ongoing repairs that need to be addressed every day. And we work on the bridge every day. As a matter of fact, we've got folks working on the main span right now. Separate from that, we have had plans in place before Transport Canada in Ottawa for some time. And we have been systematically working through all the steps that they have put before us, including but not limited to environmental analysis, environmental reports, environmental approval, and for a little bit more than the last year, we've been working on the final approval for our major repair and major rebuild of the Ambassador Bridge. And you've all seen concept drawings of what a new bridge alongside the Ambassador Bridge will look like. But most importantly, and most specifically to this matter, there's also combined in that packet of engineering drawings that are before Transport Canada a new Canadian approach that would completely take the place of the existing Canadian approach between the anchorage, which is basically at between University and Riverside Drive, and the plaza right here. At every step of the way, the City of Windsor has acted to object and delay Transport Canada's approval and throw obstacles in our way of doing that major repair and major rebuild. Again, we are very concerned about safety and we act on it every day. If there's legitimacy to these street closings and the city's engineer can point out something that our engineering firm, which inspects the bridge every year, when required by Transport Canada, we only have to inspect every 2 years. We do it every year. Our last inspection was July. They're coming back out in 2 weeks for their inspection in 2015. Last inspection was July 2014. They're coming back out in 2 weeks for their 2015 inspection. If there is anything that the City of Windsor has found that is legitimate, there is, without exception, we will immediately take care of it and do it in a safe and appropriate way and make a repair. We don't know of anything. We haven't seen the report. They haven't discussed anything with us. They've taken unilateral action to close the streets. I'm sorry that it came to that. I would have rather cooperated. But my message to the city, and the most important thing for the Ambassador Bridge and the traveling public, is Mayor Dilkins, if you believe in safety of infrastructure, if you have true and valid concern for the traveling public, if you care to have a confident and strong standing Ambassador Bridge, then I ask you to drop your objections to our major repair and major rebuild application before the Transport Canada and the politicians, and let them approve it and let us get on with that work. That work is ready to go. We're going to be handing you as you leave, or in fact, Dan has it. Please see him as soon as you're ready to take off. We have an engineered drawing that shows a completely new approach between right where we're standing at the foot of the plaza and the anchorage. That would remove the existing bridge and have a completely new approach in Canada ready to go. We were prepared to start that work this summer. We bid it early this spring. The city has continued to object and delay before Transport Canada. I hope that Transport Canada's respect for the City of Windsor's objections is greatly diminished as time is marching on. The bridge continues to get older, and it's time to move on with the major repair and rebuild. Now, I'll take a few questions, and then I'm going to take off. So why don't you go first, sir?
The bridge is literally crumbling. How long can it remain open with the Band-Aids?
Okay. The bridge is not crumbling. We have some old concrete that from time to time does need repair, and we take care of those repairs. I don't deny, and as I said right from the beginning, the bridge is 80-some years old, and we need to get on with a new approach in Canada and eventually a new bridge over the water. That's what our plans are before Transport Canada, and we'll get to work on them as soon as they give us approval. We have not heard from the city. The only information that we've gotten from the city is their actions by closing the streets and what we've read in the newspaper. We've reached out and contacted them asking for cooperation or a copy of the report. They say that's forthcoming, but we haven't seen it yet.
Arthur, you're combining the two issues of getting an expansion with the plaza and a new span along with maintaining the current bridge. Why are they not two separate issues? Why are you not just keeping the bridge in good condition so the concrete's not falling up? Anybody in Windsor can walk under it, see the pieces coming down, see them on the ground. Students see them every day. How can you not separate the two issues?
Well, it's not really for us to decide whether or not those issues are separated. Transport Canada has decided from a regulatory process to take both of them at the exact same time, and that's what the City of Windsor has been objecting to, both at the exact same time. Maybe I could have a preference one way or the other, but that's the way that the government regulators have treated it.
I don't think anybody's taking exception to maintaining the current bridge. Everybody would like to see that happen.
Good. And what our engineers have recommended is a completely new Canadian approach, as well as a new span alongside across the river. And that's what we have plans to do. That's what we wanted to do this summer, and that's what we will do as soon as we get approval.
Is this new approach not part of twinning the bridge, though?
It absolutely is part of twinning the bridge. We don't have plans to build a double new approach.
The city administrator said that it was called your comments and the statement a distraction. The issue is really about just maintaining the bridge.
No, the issue is the Ambassador Bridge is 80-some years old. It doesn't last forever, and I understand that maybe there's some people for political reasons that would like to see us manage the decay forever. But that's not prudent, and it doesn't fulfill our obligation. The important thing is that the bridge needs major repair and major rebuild. Those are the plans before Transport Canada, and that's what we're prepared to do as soon as they approve it, and hopefully as soon as the city drops their objections to those plans.
Is it crumbling in other areas, not just here?
The bridge is not crumbling. From time to time we have to do deck repair, like any overpass or any bridge. And when that happens, we take care of it.
How can you say it's not crumbling when there's pieces of concrete coming down onto the street and they have to close down the streets?
Well, I haven't seen those pieces of concrete. We haven't seen the report. And let me be very clear. Other than innuendo, there has been absolutely no incident. No one has been harmed by any concrete. I haven't heard of that. There hasn't been any property damage due to concrete. And we inspect the bridge continuously to make sure if there was a deck repair that needs to be done or there was loose concrete, we take care of it. I'm not going to say that we don't do deck repair. We do. We do it every day. And when we find an issue, we deal with it. If there's something that the city found that we missed, we'll take care of that too.
How quickly are you going to fix these problems? Today, tomorrow, next week?
Well, as soon as we identify them as problems or the city feels inclined to let us know what they have and gives us actual data, we'll deal with them.
You can visually go there and see holes through the bridge and see the sky.
Right.
How can you say there's not a problem?
Yeah, I think what you're looking at is maybe sidewalk or that's currently closed because we have no intention of replacing the sidewalk before we build the new approach right alongside.
But then it's crumbling. Are you waiting for somebody to get hurt in something like that?
No, we aren't. We're keeping it very safe. In fact, the last 2 days, we've gone to the extra measure of having our third-party engineering firm crawling all over the bridge, looking for any spalling concrete, and we have not found them.
So this isn't affecting the road bed, it's just the sidewalk?
The road bed of the bridge is in fine condition. I traveled on it to get here, as well as a few thousand other people this morning and this afternoon, and we keep it in good shape. But I want to tell you, the bridge will not last forever, and our plans before Transport Canada for a major and appropriate rebuild need to be approved so that we can move forward with an appropriate plan. I understand that for political reasons, some people would like us to just manage the decay indefinitely. That is not safe, that is not proper, and that's not good planning for a major piece of infrastructure.
If Transport Canada comes down here today and orders some repairs, what will you do?
Of course we'll do them. Of course we'll do them. We just need those repairs to be identified to us. If we in fact did miss them, we'll take care of them right away, as we have. We've made thousands and thousands of repairs to the bridge, and we continue to do so.